Hi, I'm Dante and I'm here with Raeden Richardson to discuss his new book, The Degenerates. Raeden, Melbourne is a city of laneways, it's a city of underground culture, and Melbourne's laneways have informed your book, your aesthetic and your writing in so many ways.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot in the construction of the book about what it means to center a city and how you center a city, and I think one of the big experiences of Melbourne throughout my life has been precisely that, this kind of dirtier, unrulier, free-spirited palimpsest almost, when you see the art and you see the graffiti laid on itself. And I thought about what it would mean to build a reading experience and to build an encounter with a city that felt like you were peeling away layers. And I think too a lot about my experiences of other cities in the world, where a lot of us, if we go to New York for the first time, end up in Times Square, and so you're confronted with screens and ads and great aspiration and ambition. Or if you're in Paris, you might see the Louvre at the center of the city, and so things are refined and careful and curated. And Melbourne for me was always the laneways. And when I think about the heart, the beating heart of Melbourne, the pulsing heart of the city, it's a place like this. And I think there's a way that a lot of us have grown up here and not really seen it fully or regarded it as novel or captivating. But now, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing there's so much charm and there are so many tiny details and manipulations of this space which are really interesting to me. And so when I was working on The Degenerates, I was thinking a lot about how you could sort of obsess and focus and celebrate these kinds of finer details in lives that, when put together fully for a book or for a street or for a city, might feel grand and feel immersive. And that's one of the hopes, at least, with The Degenerates, that you feel like you're peeling back layers of the city and of people's lives as you read through it.
And I think in your book, the city takes on so many different forms in so many different places. Maha, who's kind of at the center of the story, her story is really grounded in Degraves Street, in the laneways of Melbourne and the stories of the inner city.
This street in particular, actually.
But, you know, someone like Titch, his story takes place much further out in the city, around the southeast suburbs. But that story still is, as you say, like layered, and you kind of do a great job of peeling back those layers as the book goes along.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, when we build the mythology of a place, we come to a mythology of our place sort of where we put our centers. And in this book, and in my experience of Melbourne too, as much as I have come to the heart of the city and seen these things, I understand and love those sort of almost sometimes nightmarish outer suburban spaces, like the halls of Chadstone and being lost in Chatty Shopping Centre, or, you know, walking around past Honeydale train station and seeing, you know, the shadows of the overpasses and the kind of strange menace of that. And I think it feels to me, at least, like the sky is really, really big in the outer suburbs, and there's something really wonderful and expressive about that, but there's also some kind of oblivion that you feel there. And I think in Titch's story, he is constantly towing the line or approaching the line between reality and what's there and what isn't there, and all the things that he's carrying that are lacking or lost in some way. And I think about this quote from Philip Larkin, that beneath it all, desire for oblivion runs. And that's also such a pressing feeling in Melbourne too, which I wanted to balance with the great love and compassion that Maha feels in the center of things here on this street, with some of the figures who, like Titch, are wandering and trying to carry themselves far away from here.
Yeah. Thanks so much for stopping in to chat, Raeden. You can buy The Degenerates in every good bookstore, available on September 3.